Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. Today, I am going to share with you my 7 best tips of bunny care advice in honor of it being Brenny's birthday month and her turning 7, which is insane. I wanted to give you guys 7 tips of advice that I've learned in my almost 7 years of bunny care. So let's get into it. Also, a lot of these are definitely very helpful, like in the beginning if you're struggling with like bonding with your bunny. These are like the things that have helped me the most when I was bonding with Brenny, but there's also tips for like just if you've had your bunny for years. These are things that I find very helpful. So number 1, we have spend time with them. Especially if you're just in the bonding process, just spend time with your bunny. You don't have to have a goal of literally anything. You don't have to try to pet your bunny or do anything with them. Literally just go sit in their pen with them or wherever they are. If they're in some sort of like an elevated hutch, you can bring a chair out there. I literally used to bring a chair out to the front of my bunny's hutch and just sit there. Just being around them is going to get them used to you and help you bond with them. You can literally just scroll on your phone and pay no attention to them, and just having your presence there is really going to help them get used to you. So just spend time with them. The second one is when you're bonding with your bunny especially, learn what their boundaries are and respect them. So for example, my bunny is so sweet and affectionate. She literally gives me endless amounts of kisses. She loves head rubs. She loves her belly massages, but she does not like to be held much. She's not a fan of just being picked off the ground or even just hopping onto my lap, really. I mean, she will sometimes, but like for the most part, she enjoys being on the ground in her safe space. There are some bunnies who will tolerate being held perfectly fine, but like everybody is gonna have their thing that they just don't really like. Everybody has their boundaries. Some might not like kids. Some bunnies, like Brenny, might not like being picked up. There's a lot of different things. So just learn what your bunny's boundaries are and respect them, and that's going to help you bond with them so much. The third one kind of goes along with this, and it's have realistic expectations. I feel like this also goes with like the whole picking up your bunny thing. A lot of people get bunnies and expect them to be dogs. Have realistic expectations for your rabbit. Have expectations that you should have with a bunny. Don't expect them to play fetch with you, because they're not. Don't expect them to want to go on walks with you. Don't expect them to love being held. Don't expect them to love little kids or love a ton of attention. Have realistic expectations that specifically you've seen other bunnies have, if that makes sense. And if your bunny does end up loving little kids or lots of attention or is perfectly fine with being picked up and held, that's great, but don't have super high expectations when you get your bunny that they're going to behave like that, because honestly, if you want a pet that you're going to be able to hold and carry around and go on walks with, get a dog or maybe a cat. Don't get a bunny if that's what you really want a pet for. Okay, the fourth is do your own research and try different things. Specifically, I was thinking about this a lot when it comes to like rabbit diets, because there's like, I feel like so many different opinions on the internet. There are people who don't feed pellets at all. There are people who don't feed veggies at all. There are people who have just very strong opinions on like rabbit diet, and this can go towards a lot of different things. It can go with their enclosure, their housing situation, their diet, so many different things. Do some actual like web researching. The House Rabbit Society's website is a great place for researching some bunny care stuff. Just look into different things. If you have different questions, obviously like when it comes to anything, but especially like rabbit's diet, don't make any drastic changes overnight, but do your own research. Don't be afraid to try different things, because that's going to help you find what works best for your bunny. I know for me, it was not the first thing I saw in a YouTube video. I had to do a lot of continuous research and ask different questions to find the information I needed to in turn figure out what worked best for me and my rabbit. Okay, this is one that I've kind of figured out just recently, and it's kind of random, honestly, but I feel like it could be super helpful to some people. So number 5 is if you are finding that your bunny is bored, if they just seem like they haven't been engaged in a lot of activities, they're not really playing with the toys in their pen, maybe they're just sleeping more than usual, and you feel like they just need some enrichment, you don't necessarily have to buy them a bunch of new toys. One thing that I have found Brittany finds so exciting is when I clean her pen. And I know this sounds really funny, and this might not go for all bunnies. I know there are some who can get really stressed out from this, so use your own discretion. But for my bunny, she loves when I clean her pen. She thinks it's so exciting, and once it's all fresh and clean, she loves going around and like rearranging the stuff, and I think she just really likes the feeling of a fresh space. Also, you can like rearrange some things, move some of their hidey houses around, move their toys, do some different treat, hay, feeders, and different stuff. You don't necessarily have to buy new things. You can just kind of rearrange what you've already got, and that can be really fun for your bunny. Okay, number 6, expensive does not always mean better. There are some things that I spent a lot of money on over the years of me having Brenny that I honestly feel like were not worth it, and you can get cheaper things that are just as good if not better. So one example of this would be organic greens. Your bunny does not need organic veggies. In some cases, if you notice like the regular veggies at your store are like really bad quality, they're maybe dirty, have bugs, I don't know, and the organic greens just seem to be better, that's great and wonderful, but I don't think anyone should feel like they have to get their bunny organic stuff, because I've been feeding my bunny non-organic veggies for years and she's perfectly fine. Another thing is like all the expensive treats online. Honestly, you can find the same thing in a grocery store, at like little farmers markets and stuff. If you want dried fruit, go look at like small farm stands, or literally even in the grocery store. The ones sold specifically targeted towards bunnies are so expensive for some reason. Okay, number 7, my very last tip that I think is the most important one, is be patient. Especially if you are in the beginning stages of having your bunny, you're trying to bond with them, or maybe you're trying to teach them a new trick, or whatever it is, just be patient. It takes a tremendous amount of patience, especially with bunnies, because they're prey animals, and it can take a really long time to earn their trust and form a really good bond with them, but it is so worth it in the end. So just be patient and everything will work out. I hope you guys have found this amazing advice very helpful. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But I will see you hopefully very soon on a new video. Bye!